welcome to Elizabeth's open house. We're very excited and sad, lots of emotions today. So we'll do a little speaking, some tears, and then we'll eat because I can hear the cake calling me. So Ray, if you'd like to come on up.
Sure.
Great. Ray Watts.
Yes, I'm Ray Watts. I work out of the office of State Representative Martin Howard, who represents Troy and Clawson. This is part of the district. And then also this tribute is signed by the Honorable Governor of the State of Michigan, Rick Snyder. And also the senator that represents this district was John Papageorge. So I'm not all three of those guys, but I work for one of them and try to help out where I can. But this is an honor to be included in this ceremony and this recognition of Elizabeth today and her good and wonderful work here at the library. And while I'm going to read a portion of this, not all of it, I just want to say personally to you, Elizabeth, in front of all these people, that in the brief time that I've been working with you since Martin was elected, and we've been scheduling things and trying to reach out to the people, I've found that you have a heart for doing that. You're concerned about the people of Clawson, the constituents here, and the things that you provide as a small town library, and as I say, with a big heart. And you're part of that big heart. Absolutely, for sure. But this says on the formal basis, let it be known that it is a pleasure and a privilege to join with the friends, family, and colleagues of Elizabeth Gulick for her dedicated service to Blair Memorial Library. She has capably served the people of Clawson community for years. We thank her for her effective leadership, hard work, and many contributions that will have a long-lasting positive impact on the Clawson community. Elizabeth's hard work and dedication, not only to citizens of Clawson, but all of Oakland County, has made Elizabeth a great role model and inspiration to us all. Elizabeth's hard work did not go unnoticed, as she will be missed dearly by many. Elizabeth's 28 years serving her community and countless citizens will surely not be forgotten. We wish Elizabeth the best of luck and enjoyment through her retirement. In special tribute, therefore, this document is signed and dedicated to honor Elizabeth Gulick and her outstanding service to the Blair Memorial Library. We extend our best wishes for Elizabeth's continued success, and again signed by Senator John Papageorge, Representative Martin Howard, and Rick Snyder, the Governor of the great state of Michigan. Elizabeth?
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for all of your hard work and your cooperation with me in scheduling. And
it's been a great pleasure working with you.
Thank you so much. Congratulations once again.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Mike Bosnick. I'm the Oakland County Commissioner for Clawson and Troy, and Elizabeth has played a part in my life because we have lived down the street from the library for the last 16 years. So Elizabeth is somebody that I'm familiar with, my boys are familiar with, my wife is familiar with. And having three boys, probably their overdue fines have financed a good portion of the library improvements you've seen. So I'm happy to help in that regard as well. But we put together a proclamation for Elizabeth at the county board, signed by myself and the chairman of the board, Michael Gingell. And I'll just read that briefly. And then, again, thank you for having us as part of this wonderful. It's not a goodbye because the library is open to the public and you're always free to come back whenever you'd like. So. Whereas the wealth of a community can be best measured by the guidance and dedication of special individuals like Library Director Elizabeth Gulick, who has enhanced the quality of life in Oakland County and in the city of Clawson through her exemplary service. And whereas Elizabeth Gulick has served as the Library Director of Blair Memorial Library in Clawson since 1987. She previously worked at many public libraries in the area, including Huntington Woods Public Library, Oak Park Public Library, Northville Public Library, Romulus Public Library, and Plymouth Public Library. So you saved the best for last, huh? She also worked at Wayne State's Purdy Library and the University of Michigan's Graduate Library. She received her Bachelor in Arts in History from Wayne State University and a Master's of Arts in Library Science from the University of Michigan, where she graduated with honors. And whereas throughout her career, Elizabeth has guided Blair Memorial Library through many changes, including computerized circulation, adding computers for public use, and offering adult and children programs. Elizabeth is held in great esteem by her employees and is frequently referred to as a mentor. As a patient employer who nurtured her staff, it was always a joy to work with her. Elizabeth also was attuned to the needs and wants of the community and is highly respected by patrons of the library who consider her to be the ultimate librarian. And whereas Blair Memorial Library is a direct reflection of the devotion and dedication Elizabeth has given over the last 27 years, we applaud her contributions and extraordinary work, which has made a long-lasting influence on the city of Clawson. Now, therefore, Michael J. Gingell, chairperson of the Oakland County Board of Commissioners, together with Commissioner Mike Bosnick, do hereby proclaim commendation to Elizabeth Gulick for her 27 years of service to Blair Memorial Library. We wish her all the best in her retirement. Thank you so much for letting us play part in this.
All right, next we have Jim Pletz, that's the head of our cooperative, the Library Network.
Thank you.
You're welcome, thank you.
I feel like I'm recipient of a special award, but the award really goes to Elizabeth. I'm here to speak really about Elizabeth's qualifications. She's what we call a librarian's librarian. What does that mean? In one area and one area alone, Elizabeth has excelled in any of, or above all of her colleagues, and that's in collection development. If you go out and look at your collection, you will know that this is a lady who has put her life and soul into giving you, the citizens of Clawson, a very special collection. You don't have to go out throughout the cooperative to find material because you have it here. That says well and bodes well for the citizens, for your selection, and for the support that you've gotten. I came here 5 years ago, this room wasn't even here. We were doing shoveling work out back when you dedicated it, and you worked through that as well. But to be a librarian's librarian means that you know and love books. And how many of you here today know that Elizabeth is a librarian's librarian? I do. We're sad to lose you, but we know we'll keep you. You've left a challenge to those who come after you. They better know what reading is all about, because that's what this library shows and that's what this library is all about. But Elizabeth, in your retirement, and I flunked retirement 3 times now, I can tell you honestly that there'll be no challenge too big that you can't undertake as long as you make that challenge a fun one. So from your team at the Library Cooperative in Novi, the Library Network, and from all your colleagues throughout the cooperative and throughout the state, we congratulate you and give you the award.
All right, next up, it's our wonderful mayor, Mayor Penny Ludes. Come on down.
Hello. It is with great honor and humility that I stand up here on behalf of the city of Clawson to congratulate Elizabeth for all of your work that you've done for the library. The library is actually a cultural center in Clawson, and it is an amazing place. Each of us have a great desire and love for our books and our tapes and the service that the library provides. You've been a role model for all of the librarians to function as customer service, to be the friendly, smiling faces we absolutely enjoy. We enjoy all the programs here, the youth services, the adult services. My first contact with Elizabeth, besides a resident, was at a Friends of the Library meeting. The meeting ran from 6:15 to 7, and for months afterwards I said, what a marvelous meeting Elizabeth runs. She's to the point, she's clear, she's concise, she's efficient, and that's the way she runs the library. So after 28 years, it's been your home away from home, and it is our home away from home. And we absolutely adore you. We will miss you, and I thank you for your work. Thank you.
All right, thanks everyone for coming today to honor Elizabeth. As Jenny said, will be reading a letter from the State Librarian, Nancy Robertson. It says, "Dear Elizabeth, I am writing to congratulate you on the wonderful accomplishment of 28 years of library service at the Blair Memorial Library. It is my understanding that you have guided Blair Memorial Library through many hard times and changes, including, but not limited to, computerized circulation, adding computers for public use, mentoring many part-timers that ended up becoming loyal staff at the library, and overseeing the bond campaign, addition and remodel of the library in 2009-2010. I was pleased to hear that your work at the library has earned great admiration from staff and patrons alike. Congratulations on a challenging and successful career. I wish you all the best of luck in your retirement. With warm wishes, Nancy Robertson, State Librarian."
Still hear the Kate calling me, so we'll keep moving. So next we'll have Eva Burns, our library board president.
I have had the privilege of working with Elizabeth for the last few years, and a lot of the changes that took place before I became part of the library board. But I know that the citizens in town all respect and love you a lot. We're going to have fun working with Jenny, I know, but we're going to miss you a terrible amount of time. Elizabeth said to me one of the first years that I was on the board that she had been at a meeting, and that, with all the technology, that the search engine, she said librarians are the ultimate search engine, and that has stuck with me for the last umpteen years. We're going to miss you, but we know that Jenny's you've trained her well, and she's going to do a good job for us. Okay.
Last but not least is me, and I'll be speaking on behalf of the staff. So, I know within these walls we are a small library, but we've always had a voice, a calm and supportive voice, Elizabeth. It is that voice that has driven the culture and the personality of our library. Over the past 27 plus, maybe a quarter years, a lot has changed. Not just the staff or the collection or even the construction, making our small library into a larger small library. But the world, the culture, and we have changed. We think differently, we act differently, and we are a different people than we were 2 decades ago. All the while, Elizabeth has had the innate ability to maintain her calm and supportive voice. As our profession has evolved, Elizabeth has always held to her pledge to put our patrons first. She has always made the decisions without concern for herself, but with others in mind. It is these things I hope she knows that we see and appreciate. Elizabeth, on behalf of the staff, thank you. All right, Kate.
First of all, I have to thank you all so very much for being here today. I have in one pocket, I have a wad of Kleenex because the tears fall. And also someone gave me a beautiful, beautiful handkerchief just in case I didn't come prepared. And I thank you. This is a real treasure. But I just want to say my thank yous. And sorry, I'm going to get a grip here. I have so many of you to thank. Years ago, just to paraphrase Lou Gehrig, I feel that I'm the luckiest person in the world because my my working experience has been so wonderful here. So many wonderful people. I want to, and I don't know where to begin. First, perhaps I'll begin with the community. We have the best patrons here. Everyone has always been so appreciative. It just makes you want to work harder and do everything you can for them because they are so very, very kind and appreciative. I also want to thank the library staff. I think we have the most wonderful staff. I found a quotation. I'm big on quotations. The former head of the New York Public Library said, "The most important asset of any library goes home at night, the library staff." And that's so true. Even back in the early days when we didn't have all the resources of the internet and the computers, and we did whatever we could to help our patrons, our staff always went above and beyond. We were, as you know, Clawson is called the little city with the big heart. Well, we were the little library that tried harder. And even though we are so blessed now with resources and technology, that same spirit of giving everything we've got is truly the spirit of our staff. So I thank you for that. We couldn't do what we do without a very supportive library board. I must admit, through the years, I've gone to a number of library meetings, and some librarians have expressed the challenges they've had with library boards who perhaps did not always understand what the frontline librarians were going through and the challenges that were faced by the staff. That has never been the case with our library board. They're behind us 100%. They bring the perspective and knowledge of the community to the table, and we couldn't accomplish what we do without them. We have a wonderful Friends of the Library group. I remember the first day that I was on the job, a friend of the library from before I was here came in and said, "You know, there used to be a Friends of the Library group here. It's kind of been disbanded, but I held on to the treasury. Do you think you could get it going again?" And that was probably a wonderful thing. Friends keep us going through thick and thin, through tough times and good times. They're always there for us, and we love them dearly. We are very, very fortunate, too, with our city administration and other department heads. Jenny's going to be wonderful, wonderful as she takes over the reins of the library. And I told her a real support system will be our outstanding city manager, who's always there with any kinds of questions that we have, and our department heads. You're not in this alone, Jenny. Whatever question you have, there'll be someone at City Hall who will be able to answer it for you or figure it out and help you. So thank you to all my fellow department heads and City Hall employees. Couldn't do this without you. I have to tell you, too, I've worked in public libraries since 1972, and I've always worked in public libraries that have been part of what is now called the Library Network. It used to be WOLF, Wayne Oakland Library Federation, Wayne County Federated Library System. Whatever you call it, it has been the best support system for our small libraries. They bring technical expertise, they bring support, they bring problem solving, they provide services that we could not afford to provide on our own. I'm eternally grateful to Wolf, TLN. It's whatever the name has been, the quality of service has been outstanding. Just wanted to give you an example. Jim came aboard about 5 years ago, and wanting to understand truly how the system worked, we get a delivery service that goes to all the libraries. And I'm sorry, I've forgotten the count, but it might go to 60-some libraries now. So instead of trying to understand it on paper, he jumped aboard a delivery truck and visited all of those 60 libraries. So he got an understanding of what his new territory looked like. And that's the kind of dedication and understanding that TLN brings to what goes on in our libraries. I want to thank my fellow librarians from the neighboring libraries, and I see some beautiful faces from the past. Thank you, thank you. Jenny, once again, if you have any questions, call your neighbors. They've got all kinds of answers. They'll be glad to help you, and you're not alone. And as much as we like to think we're unique, whatever problem comes up has probably come up at another library at some time, and they'll be able to give you some insights in what they did. I I want to thank my family. I don't know if any of you have met my dear husband Dana, who's been we've been married not even 5 years yet, 4.5. We both have had losses in our lives, but we found one another, and now he's my biggest booster and supporter. And as I begin the next step in my life, he's been retired for 5 years, and he recommends it highly. That being said, I'll probably still look for something part-time. I've worked in libraries since I was a student in Ann Arbor in 1967, and I can't imagine my life without a library. Thank you to all of you. It touches me deeply that you're here today to say goodbye to me. It means so very much to me. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I forgot one last thing. Years and years ago, I was a Brownie, and I remember when I became a Girl Scout, we got a set of wings. You flew up to the next step. So I have for Jenny her official name tag that says Library Director Jenny. And I'd like to also give a shout out to Kristen. Jenny, Kristen, and I, we've been sort of like the triumvirate here that have tried to provide you with the best possible service. Thank you both. Thank you.
Of course, it's a bittersweet day. We're sad to see Elizabeth go, but after 27 years working here, she deserves a wonderful and happy retirement. So I wish her the best, and she's been a mentor, as several people have said to me. And I thank her for giving me the opportunity to be the children's librarian here when she hired me almost 9 years ago. So best wishes, Elizabeth, and you better come back and visit us often.
Very true, very true. Well, I started here as a clerk just in library school and didn't know much, and Elizabeth knew everything. She's been an amazing mentor and a fabulous boss. I just wish her wonderful, wonderful things. And Kristen's right, she better come back in here. So thanks.
I just want to say thank you. Today has been a beautiful, beautiful day. It's been wonderful to have a chance to say goodbye and to give my thanks to people I really appreciate and care about. And I'm overwhelmed with the wonderfulness of it. Thank you.